Alrighty. Hello out there, world. Back with another episode. And today is a very special day because I finally got my boy Carlos on the podcast. If you guys don't know, Carlos is a coworker of mine. He works with me. How's it going, Carlos? How are you?
It's going good. What's up, Nemo?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. You ever have you ever recorded? We talked before. You said you used to do a lot of the music stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm a DJ.
So it's nothing you're not used, not what's the word I'm looking
familiar.
for? You're familiar.
Yeah.
You're familiar. Well, me, I've never had an actual guest on my podcast. It's always been.
Way, I'm your first one.
Your
first interview.
Man. It's always been solo dolo for me.
Man,
you might have to. We make sure you're getting picked. I'm just gonna scooch it a little bit more closer.
You probably can hear me. I see a lot of waves right there. But man, I definitely get the experience of your first interview. When I had my first interview with a rapper in Nevada, I was doing a radio station called Over the Water Radio, right?
Oh, okay.
And
That's
I had
interesting.
over about 2,000 songs. And now these songs were unique in a way of I didn't want to just have rap that was just only USA American.
Right.
I
Mix it
ventured
up a
out
bit,
to like countries of like Egypt or Russia or Temecula. Like I went everywhere, Australia, wherever that you find is hip hop to you. Because hip hop to me is not just a genre; it's just like a way of life.
Hip hop is always constantly evolving, and
exactly.
what's hip hop to California is not the same hip hop over there. They got a different style of hip hop, and I feel like there's a lot of in the culture. There's a lot of gatekeeping. It'd be like, that's not our sound. Hip hop is this, and there's always like an argument over what's hip hop and what's not hip hop. But really, people are just taking styles, and people are gonna, definitely.
There's a lot of stuff people don't know about hip hop that's so original, unique, and so within. A lot of genres mostly are just ideas or just straight brainstorm or all mental.
Right.
Hip hop is more of just like body, mental, life, action. Yeah. Like it's so much to where I feel like it's not even a genre; it's a category.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to explore what other people around the world find or define, if you will, hip hop.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
play that. That's why that's why I would call it Over the Water Radio. So it's like cross the water music.
I don't know. Are you still? Is that still active? Are you still doing it? Or are you kind of like on a hiatus right now?
Man, dude, like everyone, if you already know out there, when life kicks in, stuff goes to the back burner. And let me tell you, my radio station, Emo, it went to the back burner so bad, I think it got third degree.
Oh, damn.
So I did. Oh, man. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I did check if the station had been deleted completely and I lost all the music and everything. It's still there. Yeah. It's just like with anything.
It's just kind of just dormant right now.
No, it's dormant. It's dormant because of the bill. They want X amount of dollars. I don't want to say because it's not really, it doesn't matter at this point. But if I can get the money, if I can raise the money and get it back on track, I can, like I never left.
You know what's awesome about that radio station story? Before I was doing this and I was on Instagram, I've since deleted my Instagram account, but for like 3 years, I used to make these little edits on my computer, and I'll take how people make those AMVs, and I share a song, and the song is kind of has something to do with the image, and I used to store them. Because on Instagram you can make those little highlights above your profile, and I had my own like makeshift radio station, and the name always changed, but I would get viewers, man. I would get a whole bunch of viewers, and there was a girl that I went to school with back when I lived in Bakersfield named Gina. And she Gina literally tuned in to every single one for like 3 years. But I had removed my Instagram account. It just got too toxic, So I totally get that whole radio station vibe.
Say real fan.
Yeah. She was real. She was a real fan. Yeah. But the whole time, you know what? I would have dated her. I probably would. Shoot, we probably would have even been married. I ain't gonna cap. But the thing is, brother, she was already with some guy, that I went to school with. But the thing is, like,
it be like that.
It do be like that. But she was always the first head to pop up whenever I post. She was always the first one.
Was she a nice girl? Like, was she always willing to get a compliment, willing to see the bright side, always just bubbly and sunshine, basically. In
maybe back when we were in school, she was kind of like that. But that was the last time I seen her. My only my only way of how I can see her now that we're all adult, is just she was always tuning into my music. But she was just dating this guy. I'm not gonna reveal his name, but they just dating, and they've been dating for years. Like it's almost probably like 10 years. But it's like,
hey, let me just say this, and everybody, comment if you feel different. But when you get comfortable with somebody, you don't really know how long you've been with somebody until you realize how comfortable you're with that person or somebody.
I be feeling like, you know what I be feeling like when people are, and I'm not downplaying your comfortableness or anything, but I'm saying when people be dating for a really long time, and they don't have no intentions on getting married or having kids,
no plan,
because they don't have kids, they don't have nothing. You be like, damn, like this person is wasting your good years, because there's people out there that be like looking at you like, you know what I mean? Not on no home wrecking shit. This is my brother coming in right here.
Well, the true definition of stagnant.
How's it going? What up? Yo, this is my coworker Carlos. We're recording a podcast. You can tune in later. You want to say what's up to the people? This is my brother Deshane.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
What's up?
What up? So anyway, you were saying about the whole. What did you say before you walked in?
Basically, being stagnant in a relationship or dating someone when you don't have no intentions, no idea, no plan, no goal. You don't really have anything but comfort in that person's like appearance or whereabouts or just straight company.
Yeah, that's true. And I be feeling like it kind of is unfair for me to be thinking that way, but it also is kind of unfair when
it's opinion. It's not.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
And it's an open topic to where like I was telling you, it's a I forgot already.
Dialogue. It's like we're opening a dialogue. Maybe is that what you're
in a way of you're giving someone or whoever's listening a chance to comment with an opinion. Just like you have an opinion about the subject of if you're being stagnant in a relationship, be honest with yourself. Don't just be a couch potato and then realize one day 30 years went by
and then you have no kids, you didn't marry her. How many other suitors were looking at her? And I feel like a lot of people find themselves in relationships like that, when you're talking to people about their relationship status or their life, because that's always the first topic people go to. They talk about their family life.
If I can, Nemo, since we're in the pool of relationships, right?
Right.
I'm going to throw mine out there just a little bit, just a splash. You know what I'm saying? Cannonball style.
Yeah.
So I feel I'm at a point with my lady to where this is my soulmate.
Right.
This is my wife.
And you're not going nowhere.
I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
And she knows she's not going nowhere.
Right.
I've been through so much in the past 6 years with this woman to the point where if it came to push come to shove back to a corner, no way out, she's riding for me.
That's real shit.
With 4 children.
That's some real shit. And you guys got kids and all that.
So in terms of
you guys already melded together.
You know what I'm saying? We've been through the highs, we've been through the lows, and we're at that point where we're rising back up right now. But she's been there in every turn. In a way, you can't find that in certain people all the time.
It's hard for me. I would say it's very hard for me trying to get into dating now. Because mind you, I've only been in like a single relationship. Of course, I've been in a relationship when I was in high school, but it was only like a 2-week type of thing. Yes. It wasn't nothing serious.
Time's key.
And then about 6, maybe 8 years ago, I dated this one girl, and it was only maybe like 2 months, and that's as far as my relationship stuff goes. But she was awesome. She used to take me to places, man, and she used to pay for everything. But I realized along the way, like, that I couldn't drag her along because I didn't really see real interest in her, and she already had a kid, and the guy would come around, and it'd be kind of awkward for me. So I just came to the conclusion with myself, like, I can't, I can't do this to this woman. You know what I mean?
And I feel like you should have a class on that on one of your podcasts. Be honest with yourself to the point where if you got questions hitting your brain and you're ignoring them, you're not being honest with yourself. If you're at least not answering yourself when you have that gut feeling, your gut's going to give you a question or give you a concern or give you a flag of some sort.
Because I would have felt bad because she was paying for everything. Go ahead. She was taking me to the Catalina Island, and it was all coming out of her pocket. We'd go to LA, it was coming out of her pocket. We'd get the hotel, it was coming out of her. Yeah, and in a way, people would be like, "Oh, you fumbled, you had it good." Like, come on, she paying for everything. But at the same time, you be like, this is wrong. Like, this is wrong.
Yeah,
She's spending all this on me, but she does have a kid, you know, and then he needs this, he does that. The father still comes, like you know,
slow your roll. You got
slow your roll.
on your chip, girl. Like, hold on, girl.
And you know, you can't really.
I ain't your son now. Hold on, girl.
Yeah, that's how kind of how she was treating me, bro. She was like, she was low key coddling me, yo, and it felt great for the moment. But after 2-3 months of it, you like, you know what, this. She is giving me like 80, and I'm giving her 20.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
different
like
kind of love levels.
Yeah, it just
not
wasn't
love language. You're not like love language yet. You're at love levels.
Yeah,
in terms of how much are you giving versus how much is she giving, and then figuring out, are both of you being honest with yourselves in the relationship, and then lastly, okay, is that the ride or die? Is that
and she was older than me at the time too. I was like the little spoon.
So,
you know?
so yeah, she was trying to like mother you.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and she already had, she already has a son that she has to mother. You know.
Yeah.
But I am grateful for her. She did get me my job when I worked at the hospital. I used to work at the community medical center. It was basically like DoorDash, but for patients. They fill up a huge rack of all these trays, and they give you a map. This goes here, that goes here, that goes here, and you're just going up and down. You come back.
So you're delivering medicine pills, like
no, it was food. It was food.
Oh,
yeah.
I was about to say,
but it's cutthroat though. That job really, and we'll put a pin on the relationship thing, and we'll go back to it. But that job really taught me that you really have to. You can't really play with people's food. You have to make sure they're getting exactly what they're getting, especially in hospital settings. Because you give them the wrong thing, you can kill them on it. You know what I mean? You can kill something. You give them something they ain't supposed to have.
Y'all hear that? Allergies, certain
you have to be
defects, some dyes, colors. My son has that.
Yeah.
He can't have certain, like, if it has color in it, dye, peanuts. There's certain things that it's a no-no.
Yeah.
Or it's like, hey, we got hospital issues. So, we got certain cases.
Yeah,
hey,
they'll make the food, and then they double check it, and then they triple check it. All right, send it up because, you're working alongside, you're delivering the food, but you're working alongside, like, dietitians and other cooks. So you're bringing up these patients' charts, and, like, does this contain that? Does that contain that? No. Take it back. Oh, he can't have that. Only juice. So it'd be really cutthroat. But that's a job. It's fun, but it's you got to pay attention. You can't slack around.
There's no fumbling and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially not in healthcare.
That's risky. Yeah, that's risky when it comes to.
You can fumble if you.
That's a lot of faith that someone's giving you for not just like nourishment, but also like in terms of health check. In terms of like safety of the next day or the next breath. So
and you can, if it's a McDonald's, you can add a chicken nugget to their box of fries. Nothing gonna happen. But specifically the hospital. But the food they had their own food court for for workers, and it was all good, man. It was everything was good. They had the acai bowls and like you get it for free.
Stuff, right?
No. They were making it.
Really?
The best thing I used to get was that burger that they used to make. Yeah, and then it was like, it almost reminded me of back in school days when they had the menu of what they gonna have and what they gonna be serving. Man, but it was much more better.
Now, hold up, man. I've been to one school where they give you a menu, like when you walk in, and you pick what you get before you walk in, so you're not just staring at everything, holding up a line. So you get the menu, you look at what you want, and then when you get up there, man, I'm saying plethora. You got the cold machines, you got salad bars, you got the drink.
Yeah, we kind of had something like that.
Yeah, and then they had the hot area where them ladies was actually on like flat grills and like actually.
I do miss a lunch lady cooking. Remember that pizza in the elementary? That pizza early in the morning, that breakfast pizza. They had some good. I wish I can go back to that, because you can eat the same meal, you can eat the same thing, but it ain't gonna taste the same. No. It's something different. There was like a camaraderie there, When you just got to school, you still got ticks in your eyes, and you just at the elementary table, I
got the same batch neither. They would always change the batch to where you had that different taste to keep the essence of that pizza. Yeah,
it was that menu. And then the neon color, and today it's gonna be this, today it's gonna be that. And I remember back then we used to have what was it? The strawberry milk. You remember the Choice of Milk strawberry milk?
Oh,
and they took it away.
Yeah.
They took it away, man. Why'd they do that? Do you ever?
Chocolate or white?
Did you know why they ever took it away?
I felt like it was more of either, and this is one of two things. One, either people were trying to, take that one extra milk, because my son has that problem. He will take 2-3 chocolate milks and then like one white. Because I'll give you the white and chocolate out, but strawberries out.
Just because you can't have it, or you just don't like strawberry milk?
Well, no, you can't have more than one.
Oh, okay.
You have to make sure it's proportioned so everyone can get one.
Yeah, bro, we used to slang them strawberry milks like Pokemon cards.
That's the first one. That's one. Two, I feel like it's cost. You know, you have three different milks. You have two different syrups.
That one would be the anomaly, huh? The straw. That's almost like a luxury.
It literally was
like a luxury. Yeah.
You might have an Oreo shake.
Basically,
man.
Basically.
So it was either one of those two things: financial, or it was just the supply. It was just a waste of supply.
A lot of people say that it was the Obama administration that ruined the school lunches.
Definitely been blamed.
Yeah,
I tell you that, definitely been blamed.
Because I didn't notice the shift when I was like, maybe I was a sophomore. That's when the lunches stopped being good, you know. And I started skipping out on lunch and just leaving campus and going getting Jack in a Box or something.
You hit a point. That was the time, and a little bit like years like before that. But that right there was the time people loved to wonder if the lunch was good that day, no matter what the meal was.
Right.
When you went to lunch, you expected the food to be either A, fresh, or too hot.
Yeah. And if it was neither of that, I'm just going to leave campus. They also gave you too much freedom, you know, to just go leave campus. I think, do they still do that these days?
Mine they did. But, I mean, we're talking some years now.
Yeah, but, you know, the school systems have gotten a lot more worser.
But the leniency?
Not leniency, just the stuff that happens, you know, when you're on the news, what you see on social media, in the news about, this happened at this school, there was a shooting here. It almost makes you, like, I don't have kids, and you have kids, but from my perspective, it makes me think in the event I have kids, I'm probably just going to homeschool because I'd be, like, kind of scared, you know? I know you see the stuff that goes on.
I feel like with the most thing that's going on, and I feel like every school has this. It's the conversations and language that the kids are using that they see from either YouTube, like the main, and then like just social medias after that. Yeah. This technology that's raising our children is giving them this language in schools to where it's gonna trigger something sooner or later.
Right.
Because the conversations are already bad.
Right.
You know, I drop my kids off one by one each morning, right?
Right.
You're literally going to hear what you would hear at a bar or a Death Comedy Jam comedy show, or basically if you thought adults were around. And these are children using these, like, profanity, curse words. I mean, like,
a lot of people make the argument, when they hear stuff, they make the argument of, oh, yeah, when we did that when we were kids, we did that. But I feel like a lot of people neglect the fact that we didn't have the internet like that. It wasn't as widespread. And now you're getting information.
Vulgar too, is that?
And now you're getting information from everyone around the world, you know, just in a comment section, and then you're taking that with you.
Remember the time when we used to use, like, what shows we watched, the cartoons we watched, as the lingo, as the conversation starter, as the, like, at least lead into something to where it was maybe not a conversation, but maybe it led to, like, a friendship, maybe.
That was like the conversation starter. Definitely, 100%. Oh, do you watch this show? Yeah, I like Dragon Ball Z. It comes on this.
Remember the episode they were like...
Exactly, bro. But I feel like a lot of people, a lot of kids, they don't really have that no more. I feel like
that's gone.
YouTube
has replaced that.
Yeah, YouTube has replaced it.
It's the new TV show. It's the new cartoons. It's the new... You will see a child watch another child play with a toy, and that child that's watching the child play with the toy has more fun than the child play with the toy.
Yeah.
And it's like, how
in the world? It makes you feel old, right? Back in my day, we played with toys. You know what I mean? But that's just...
I don't understand to where it's more of an understanding to, like, our dads, our grandfathers, like, how we did stuff, and they didn't understand.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it.
That noise going on. It probably won't pick it up, but that's just my sister coming home from work, and that's her son. But anyways, go ahead.
It gives you that comfort of understanding the generation before yours.
Right.
Of their misunderstanding of our generation coming up.
Right.
So it gives you the more of that appreciation for either a parent that was there and the parent that maybe wasn't there because of hearsay or blase or whatever happened in that parent's life.
Right.
So
I feel like, and I feel like there's always a constant argument going on, and it's been going on since before us. How the younger generation always thinks they knows more than the previous generation, and so it becomes sort of a meme or like the joke to rag on the other.
Worry
You know what I mean?
The old generation, and it's the confidence of improvement of the new generation.
And they're always constantly clashing, you know.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. It makes you not even want to speak on it. Like even when you want them to do right, you know, and you want them to talk, you know, you're just expressing.
That's also the key, Nemo. If you don't speak on it, how's somebody gonna know?
Mm-hmm.
If you keep it to yourself, that's what the generation that's coming up is gonna feel like. That's what you have to do. Keep it to yourself and do it by yourself.
And I feel like we're losing that. I feel like a lot of the older generation, even though the newer generation, they are gonna make fun of you. I feel like the old generation isn't talking to the new generation as much.
They're giving up because the generation before, like so, in terms of my generation, well, I was our generation.
We're the same.
You're
28, you're 34, 33.
Yeah.
There you go.
Our generation is giving up on and not completely, but is like tearing to the giving up because of what our parents went through, and it's leaking to us to where it's like, this is how we were raised.
Yeah.
How are you guys not seeing this? We're pressuring that worry of the cycle that we were raised on,
right? And
then not knowing we're trying to bleed it into the new generation, but they are trying to deflect it with technology.
Yeah, man.
And we're not seeing that the technology is like the robot kind of example of like iRobot.
Yeah,
we're making a robot that's gonna get intelligence one day, and
they're bad. So smart now. Yeah, this, definitely.
Right? So it's like we're not seeing the bigger picture, and we're just letting it slide with this little picture.
And it's like it's like even parents with kids were guilty of it too, because you give your kid the iPad, you're gonna put them down, but when you think of it from the child's perspective, they always see you on this device. You know, they just have this silhouette of the person taking care of them, and you're just always, so they grew up thinking, this is normal, this is what we do. And it's also been like, there's already been studies saying how the bad effects of it, I feel like you shouldn't give an iPad to a kid at 5 and 4 years old, You
gotta. A kid doesn't know what an outlet is. A kid thinks what they perceive that their parent is doing as an outlet that's entertainment, that's fun. Yeah. That's how big people...
And entertainment has just evolved so much from that it's not even comparable to how it was then and now. There's so much that wants your attention. There's so much devices and media and show. They just want your attention.
Attention and less physical action.
Right. A lot of people getting fat. They are.
How could you live your life? Even put it this way. My example is this: would you be able to say you're living life if they found a way to put you living life on a screen?
They do that with Sims. Yeah.
In terms of so video games, perfect example. Yeah. Sims. If you're playing The Sims every day, and you got maybe half the check as if you were going to work, like me and you. Would you call that living? Would you call that life? You couldn't move for the check.
I wouldn't call it.
This is how you move. The screen.
I would say it's like a blend, because I feel like people who play those life sim games or just any video, it's because they can't. They're kind of held down in the real world. We have all these systematic issues. Maybe they're not making enough money. Maybe they don't have friends. They don't have confidence, so they shelter. Because I'm guilty of this too. I do this. I just shelter myself at home, and I just play video games. And I feel like technology and social media really advanced it. And I feel like a lot of people are more lonely now, to where they're not living life anymore. They just want to live life through the internet. Yeah, they just want to live. They think, and it's sad because we don't even have third spaces no more. See, back then we'd go to the malls, even if we didn't have money. We'd window shop. We'd ride our bikes. We'd do all this
type shit.
There were all these little fun things to do if you didn't want to be at home. But now they don't have those anymore, because basically older people, older white folk with money, they said we don't want them kids playing there because it's distracting. And so they started banning children from doing this. You can't do this. You have to have a parent to do this. And so now what do? They just go home and then they get on the internet. And so now TikTok and Instagram and all these they've become a third space, and it was never supposed to be that way. Back then, when the internet was a third, the internet just used to be a corner a corner in the room on that old computer.
Speak, brother.
Yeah, and now it's not that. It's bled so much into reality that it's just become second nature.
Everyone has this anxiety of the matrix. The internet is the matrix. The internet is what's pulled over your eyes to keep you from knowing physical truth. Mm-hmm. You have this mentality truth that is just drawn by someone that's paid to draw this in front of you.
Right.
You need to find a way to tear that down in terms of in your mind. Someone said on a video one time, and I don't know if you've seen this, but he said, if everyone quit their job, if everyone quit their routine, like checking mail, like literally do everyday things, just quit that and stop for 1 month, see what happens.
It'll be like that thing. It'll be like that thing in WALL-E, the movie The WALL-E. Remember how everyone was on the those devices and they were fat and they were just
everybody would just come together and see actually what the world looks like for once, and it was just dust out there.
But that's a thing that's going on right now. A lot of people, I don't know if you've seen that, but if you look on the internet around the world, society, specifically young men, they find themselves just giving up and staying home all day because they feel like they don't have a purpose anymore. How would we be able to fix this if you were to, what steps would you take if you had the position to probably fix this?
Well, honestly, it takes me to what you said, Hal. And look, I know everybody might have a little opinion about what I'm about to say, but this is me and Emo, and we're just shooting the moon here, people.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not judging. There's no gavels. Trump giving taxes the boot.
Yeah.
That will give you, and let me say this with caution, that will give you the start
of financial freedom.
Of a financial freedom. Yeah. Of a blanket of confidence. Right. I don't know. Whatever you want to use that I tell you, this is a start. Because if you can't be financially empowered, you're going to feel like life is nothing.
I think that also ties into why...
the money makes the world go round?
Right.
You have the money, the world's not going round.
I think that also ties into why children get neglected, because even the parents, they don't realize that they're doing it because they're trying to, I got to go to work so I can pay this and I got to pay that, and they're getting swallowed in debt.
Money raises the children, not the parent. In the parent's eyes.
Right.
The child thinks that the parent's supposed to raise the child. No, the parent's trying to not tell the child the money's raising you.
Yeah.
And if I don't have that, I can't raise you.
Everyone's chasing money because everything's just gotten really insanely expensive. So maybe, when if these tax breaks happen, because he said he's going to do a lot of things, but if it happens, I think that would be a large step forward. In my opinion...
Is it scary to say that if taxes go away, people will love their children more?
No, I think that's true. They'll have more time to actually spend time with...
Listen to how that sounds. If taxes was gone, would you love your children more, people?
You would.
It's like... Uncle Sam...
You'll have more money to do things, but when the government and everything, when they're always taking your money away for this and paying this and pay this, you feel like you don't have enough money to do things, and so you're always constantly annoyed, Instead of, if your kid asks you for something when you don't have money, you're more prone to get a little frustrated. But when you do have it, you're more, let's go do that. You know what I mean? And that window to do things for your kids have just gotten so small that it's just become easier to just give them the device. But that's not.
If you had $1 for, and this goes out to the parents. If you had $1 for every time your child or children ask for $1, do you know how much dollars you would have in terms of if you could give them one? Oh yeah. But the fact that you can't give them one and you can't, you can't explain that heartache of trying to make $1.
Why you can't give them
children?
$1.
They have to just be children. Yeah. You get to a point where you use frustration as the first emotion towards your child, and then they are raised with dad's always angry, mom's always angry.
That's true.
I'm always getting yelled at.
That is so
I'm always getting in trouble. Why I don't do anything right, or I'm messing up in school. They take what we give them in terms of how we perceive financial heartache to schools.
That's true.
And then their behavior, and the parents want to know why is my child acting?
And they don't.
What do I got to put them in? What do I do?
I feel like they don't realize it. They definitely don't. Because we forget.
They run to the internet because of us.
The stuff you tell a child, they're gonna remember, and because they're not fully developed, that they're taking everything to heart. And they're not. You can't explain really taxes to them. You can't explain bills because they don't understand that. But yeah, when you respond in anger, they're just gonna see you as this person is always angry.
And what did we see from our parents mostly?
Yeah.
If you do something that they felt was idiotic, you got that emotion of anger.
Yeah.
If you do something that felt you were poking at the financial pocket of the family, you got that emotional anger.
Yeah.
If you did something to where you built up the family name and positivity,
you get the praise. Yeah, I'm so proud. Yeah.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We're bleeding that into our children with that mask of I'm not going to do that to my child.
Yeah,
but you're slowly bleeding that into them.
Yeah,
but you're not trying to take the mask off.
And they're not realizing it because they're so caught up into
caught up in not doing it. Yeah. You're doing it without knowing you're doing it.
Yeah,
it's like it's stuck on your face with iron mask.
But I speak so much, but I don't even have children yet. I do. Children is something I really want.
He wants one.
He
wants one like he wants a number 7 at the greatest restaurant, fast food.
There you go. Because growing up, because I only had my mother. there. Yeah. I don't really know my father. I think I've seen my father. I think I said this on a past episode too. I remember a figure when I was like toddler age, and he gave me beer. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna put some hair on your chest." I faintly remember that. And then, for one day when I was still in Bakersfield, he came by when I was like in high school. I was like a sophomore. He came for one day, and he was just like, and at this point, I'm already going. So this is just some guy, and he's like, and he's just like, much. "Oh yeah, I'm your dad," this and that, and like it was awkward, and I didn't know how to. There was nothing to talk about, and so I just like, that's my cat. He wants to come in. I'll let him in a second. But yeah, he just left, and he never called again, and he never showed up again. So I was just like, I guess, was that my dad? I don't know. So
from me clicking to test taking, it was just in and out, like pop-ins?
Yeah. Popped in once when I was like a toddler. Popped in again when I was already a sophomore in high school, and then never came back, and then I never heard from him. So I've only seen him like 2 instances, so I only had my mom. But that's why, that really stems into why I really want a child, because I know I could be so much better. So much better, you know? And I feel...
It's almost like it what it sounds like, and I don't again, opinion anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want to prove to your father that...
But to myself. To my father and to myself.
That you know how to be a father without having a father figure.
Right.
You know what it takes.
And I feel like a lot of people who grow up like this, because in the black household, it's being a single mother, that's a common thing, you know. In media, it's always, you know, looked at, it's stereotypically, it's always, black fathers tend to abandon their children, you know what I mean? And that's just a thing with media. But, you know, once it becomes a thing so much, you know, it becomes true, you know.
If I could say this to any new father or wanting to be new father or already current father, Ted Bundy, that's his name. I almost forgot his name. Yeah, Ted Bundy said the most greatest quote, and this was on Modern Family, a TV show that I used to watch. It was like a series of it. He said the one thing about being a father, right, straight up, is 95% is literally just being there, showing up. Yeah. The other 5 is you making up along the way. That's deep. Like it's nothing a book can tell you. It's nothing experience can tell you. It's nothing, as long as you can show that child you're right there, for no matter what they go through. Right. It's understandable what we go through or you go through. Right. But when you have somebody to run to, that is what you want to teach a child. To where that is what you want out of a parent. Someone that they can go to as if you would want to someone to go to. So,
here, let me let him in right quick. Yeah. Let's put a pen on that. Sorry about that. Had a little a cutoff. I accidentally pulled the cord out when I had to get up to let my cat in because she kept crying. But yeah. We were talking about Ted Bundy, and he was in what was it? Modern Family?
Modern Family. Yeah, it was a popular show. It actually still is. I don't think they make newer episodes, but they had like a 11, 12 season streak.
This was all around that area with Family Matters and others like those. Was it like a family show like that?
It was actually Nemo.
Like something that's gonna play at Nick at Night.
No, it was pretty modern. So like maybe 5-10 years ago. We're not talking too long right now.
Damn!
It was actually pretty popular. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they had a good streak from that 5 to 10 years back that I can remember to like now. You know, they don't make more now, but they replay the shows that they made then to where you'd watch it again like it just came out.
I gotta check that one out, man. Yeah. You know, you might not know this, but I think I've told you before at work that I used to fall asleep to, I still do. I fall asleep to podcasts. Bro, yeah. I wanted to be a father so bad that I would just go and listen to like all these father podcasts, you know, would just be two dads talking.
No way.
They're like, I used to listen to a whole bunch of stuff like that. And, you know, the only reason why I stopped, because I did feel at some point like that it probably won't happen, or you just kind of get discouraged, you know. But yeah, and I learned a whole bunch of stuff, you know, from all these different podcast dads. Yeah. And so, like, if it ever came down to it, I know I'm ready. But it's just like, it's just so hard in today's dating pool. This modern age that we're in, it's very hard.
Always remember, there's no, even though they say there's books, there's movies, there's, you know, the reference, there's the conversations, the interviews, there is nothing that can give you the exact way, the exact tool. It is all based on you being there and you just figuring it out as the punches roll in. It's going to be like
something you instinctively learn.
I'm telling you, put it this way. If someone told you you have an organ in your body that is not activated yet, it's not working, but once the body activates.
That's my nephew. Hold on. Give me one sec.
I don't think he's... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he picked him up.
I was just going to say...
My other nephew came. That's what happened. But no, yeah.
No, everyone, you got to love children because that gives the essence of...
what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So I guarantee...
So I don't have kids, but I do have 2 nephews in there, and the other one just came.
How many people were laughing at this moment right now like I am? That was great. So, what was I saying? Oh.
You were saying...
when you are right there in the mix, you know what I'm saying, and you're rolling with the punches, you have to keep in mind that it is all about making sure you're on time.
Right.
You're on time. Because that kid, that girl, that boy, it's going to grow up.
Right.
You know?
And if you ain't there, and if you're not a certain way, it's going to remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
And kids, they take in a lot, and then what it shows itself when they're older of how much they take in. That's when they really, you know what I mean, blossom, as you would say.
You want to know? You want to know another good way of getting that advice of how to be a good parent? I guess you want to say.
Yeah.
Talk to farmers in terms of. Follow me. When you grow something,
right?
If you give it love, if you give it the conversation, if you give it the support, energy, the nurture, food. What does it look like? Does it become beautiful? Does it become like amazing? Is it fresh, right?
It grows healthy.
Or is it ugly?
If you're giving it love and it's going to grow healthy, and love is going to be ripe.
Exactly.
You're going to get a little beautiful bundle that comes in, you know?
Exactly. You put that same motivation and the same idea and focus into a child. Imagine what it grows into. It looks like.
What age were you when you first became a dad?
Ooh, 21.
You were 21. 21, okay.
Now, let me tell you this. Without even telling you like the story of it, let me tell you this. When I was 21, you couldn't tell me, Nemo, I was going to have children.
Yeah.
What? Boy, out of here. So, I feel another thing is, don't even worry about children. Like, furthest from your mind. Because what do you say on Jurassic Park? When life finds a way?
It finds a way.
Oh, it finds a way, boy.
Right,
it finds a way.
Right.
So, like... when I was 21 in college, it was Collins College in Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't have a thought in my mind of children. Me, brothers, you know what I'm saying, in Arizona at the time, we always like to go out and hang out. We always like to, find something to do.
Right.
Be active. This is the time the club scene was, I guess, okay, but it was the teen club scene. It wasn't like the bars or anything. We were drinking, but we weren't out there drinking.
Right.
Cops ain't playing that stuff in Arizona. So anyway, this is the teen clubs where you can go in, you can dance, you can buy a drink, but it wasn't an alcoholic drink. It was teen clubs. You can buy like sodas, you buy like juice.
Like a little alcohol imitation,
Yes, it
make it look like you got something in a red cup,
a martini looking drink, but it have Sprite in it with an olive.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Feel good, feel adulty.
There you go.
So anyway, that's what the spot was. Long story short, met a girl, met a couple, a group, 3.
Right.
These girls went to our school. Long story short, I'm thinking one of them out of the pack likes me.
Okay.
She seems foreign. She's speaking nothing but Spanish. Fast forward a little more. Long story short, we get it in. You do the boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
We're at a trailer. I don't know where we're at. You know what I'm saying? We're just in like a trailer area, and it's just stuff everywhere. But I'm getting it in.
You just feel like the man. That's it.
I'm the man.
When that be happening, nothing gonna deter you. Nothing gonna piss you off. You just feel like you got all this adrenaline going through your body.
You're getting action. You could be in a trash dumpster. As long as you hit some good, you ain't caring where you at right now.
It is.
So basically, I was in that mindset, thinking the brothers that I'm with is about to go next. Even though they got their own out there. We swapping. We doing that thing. No. So anyway, I'm done. I swear to God, this is like a moment of Ashton Kutcher coming out saying I've been punked. Because he went from Spanish to English, Nemo. Let me tell you this. Follow me. Spanish to English. What? Hello? I thought you were. No.
You didn't switch the dialect.
So, yeah, I'm figuring out 2 and 2. I'm like, fast forward, long story short, she has the baby.
There it is. And what you got the call, or you didn't even know? You're just living your life and you just got that text?
The bros was like, man, she's pregnant. Who's she? Blase. Oh, what? We both hit. Well, not that night you didn't, but you went back, you told me. You did this, you told me. Blase.
Right.
So it could be either one of ours. End up being mine.
Ultimately, you are.
So now, once I find out you're my blood, I'm going to bat for you. I got to be there.
There it is.
This is that I got to be. This is that you got to be there.
I can run around and can do this and say this, but once I find out that that's mine, then you just go through this whole.
If the DNA match, like, come on, man, because I'm not no farmer. But I'm not putting some seed out there.
And then tend to it.
You don't know. Because what if it grew up to be what? That's your name no matter if you wasn't there.
That's what I think about a lot when I see it on social media is how, people, I mean, it's more memeable it's more laughable on the internet when you, and sorry, we just had a little cutoff, but everything's fine. When you meme on single mothers and all that. But it be kind of like, you think I feel like, deadbeat dads don't get enough hate, They don't get enough.
Don't get enough hate?
Not hate, but they don't get enough, clowned on. You know what I mean? Because I think that
really?
should be...
I mean, no, I definitely see what you mean. But I mean, it's pretty high. So it's like, to be higher, man, I mean, what would that even sound like? Like, you go do violence to him.
And more, maybe hate isn't the word, but it's probably because the way I'm internalizing it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know. So
basically, if I may, you're trying to say they need more acknowledgement on the fact that you're not applying anything towards the child
to be there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead, like we can rag on single mothers all the time, but the deadbeats, they need to step it up, yo.
The accountability, definitely.
The accountability, they don't talk about the accountability.
So Harold, hone in on the accountability and make sure that that would be good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
there's women out there that do try. Ladies, comment if you are one or a group that is definitely trying to find a way to give these. And there's deadbeat moms. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Find a way to get these deadbeat parents to understand your accountability is literally valued to the highest degree to the child because it applies to the development of the child.
Right.
Just like it applies to a fruit, vegetable you grow. Once that is grown, no matter if it does die, it leaves an essence or it leaves somewhere in that area, location, or wherever it was.
That it was
grown,
once there.
It's homed in.
That it was once there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And what does it leave behind? That you're going to know that left behind. That someone else is going to know that left. But you made that.
Definitely.
They're not there. You made that.
I feel like there's a lot of people, even women that feel the same way as I do. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out there with children and they want it bad. But I feel like it's just, we're just getting lost in this dating pool. You know what I mean? I think I tell you all the time, like the dating pool game, I don't play it. I really don't, but it's constantly evolving and constantly changing, and I blame the internet. And so you got a lot of people that are just like, I give up.
Going back to the internet, the internet topic, that it definitely plays a big part. But then it's what's valued now.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about that or days back at work. What not qualities? What value do you see in a person that can give to you that makes you want to give the value you have to that person.
Right.
So it's the what do you bring to the table?
That
Argument. If you bring only one thing to the table, it better outweigh 5 things that the other person can bring to the table.
Yeah.
Because if it's one thing, then that 5 things that they got, if they outweigh your one thing, you know it's going to be a problem out the gate.
Right.
So at least your 5 things, and most people think money is going to outweigh 5 things.
Yeah.
Money is not going to outweigh 5 things.
When you only bring money to the table, that just opens up a more window for you to, pursue other people, because when you think about it, all women are attracted to money. If you have a lot of money, you're gonna pull a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. So if you someone that you rich and you got it, not I won't say rich, but you well off, can you really, with your big stack of money, be loyal to this one person?
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people don't talk about.
And let's also comment, if we're talking the rich people for just the moment, how many rich people are nice enough to deal with whatever you come with the table with those 5 things, weighing against their one thing that's financial, that's money.
Right.
They have that attitude, and maybe not all, but the majority, the 95, they have that attitude of like, I'm king, I'm queen, I run this world.
Basically.
If it comes to, I'm paying for it, rather. Yeah. So what are those 5 things you got? Better be like powers. It better be elements of the world, like the stones in the Avengers.
The Infinity Stone.
It better be Infinity Stone power coming out of them 5 guys.
I feel like when a lot of women get asked, what do they bring to the table? They just don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's customary for them to be like, oh, I bring the pool. You know what I mean?
Do you know how easy it is to keep a man? My God. If I could tell you.
Just be nice to them. That's basically it. Bro. You know how many guys that, they coast through life and they don't get a single compliment? They don't get anything. They don't get any acknowledgement from the opposite sex.
Listen to I seen a video, and this guy broke it down so amazing. Nemo, this dude said, on the right, he got the women out the way.
Right.
Nails, hair, this, money. On the man side, to keep a man happy, ladies and gentlemen, head, it's free.
Yeah.
Sex is free.
There you go.
I'm sorry is free. And then he put this and he said, I'm going to put it with caution, but it has to be put. Accountability.
Yeah. Well,
it's free. What's up, Paul?
Yeah, you're good.
It's free. So if that's all it takes and that's free, every single thing, well, how is it still hard?
And just be nice to them.
How is it still hard?
I don't know. I feel like, but that's the thing. This dating pool is changing. I feel like it's more socially acceptable now to get on the internet and talk about why they both hate each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the end, And if you're putting yourself on the internet talking about, I want this, and you're not really being, toxic with it, you're looking for someone that's going to do this, you're most likely going to get clowned on, or other women in the comment sections aren't going to take your side. And this is for both parties, both male and female. It's very standoffish right now, this dating pool.
Drama is the best genre.
Yeah.
That rhymed. I didn't even try to do that. Drama is the best genre still running in America.
It's going to generate the most clicks, the most views. People love drama.
And in any form, too. Yeah. Drama can come in any form to where if it's dang near heart racing, dude, they're honed it. People will hone in like watching a accident on a highway with 7 police cars, a body getting wheeled into the ambulance, and cause a wreck themselves.
And you can test this theory. You can make a video if you are in a relationship or married or whatever. Make a video about how much you either love your husband or your wife, and then make another video about how much you hate them, and see which one gets the most interaction. It's always the hate. Hate. I don't know what it is, but that's the internet, man.
You want another video that you can probably make? You want another video that you can make and it'll go viral right now? $20. I don't even want any money that you're gonna get. Give me $20. Just get 2 phones. Get 1 phone and mimic the lights of a cop car, right?
Oh,
and get on the side stand on the side of the street like on the sidewalk.
Yeah, there's apps for that now.
Yeah, just sit on the sidewalk in a chair. Just sit there. and then have another phone recording the street of cars going by, like traffic wise. Count, and I bet you're gonna lose count. How many people is gonna look at you? Because they see they see the essence of a cop, an incident, what's going on, what's going on.
Yep, there it is.
Count how many people about to crash. Count how many people that's so nosy that be like, what did you holding up traffic? What did you do? Look at that.
I think you might even get, I don't know, you might even get flagged for that. They might report you if you put that out there.
Yeah, but see,
the actual cop gonna pull up. What y'all got going on tonight?
That's the Uncle Sam part of the cop. That ain't the human part of the cop. Cop don't care what you're doing.
Right.
They just want they doing this because their job says do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most police officers want that big fish, like on the movies and on TV shows. Cops, they look for them crackheads that be trying to go hurt people because they ain't got no crack.
They don't start cops. I noticed that cops don't start harassing little people until like the end of the month when they got to reach that quota. You know what I mean?
Either quota or they emotionally going through something and they want to take some frustration out, but low key do it while they're working.
Because normally cops are cool. We get cops coming in at night like, every single day. They
talk like they ain't got the uniform on.
Yeah,
they talk like they in regular clothes.
They're chill people. But I think what happens with the cop things, a lot of people, cops get a lot of bad flack because we get information now on the internet, and it's from all different types of sources. This is happening over here in Norway, and this was over here in Montgomery, and this, and so it creates the illusion of, damn, all the cops are doing this. This is what they all do. When really, it was probably only like 30 out of, but 30 is a lot on the internet. If you see 30 videos of a cop being a bad cop, that's going to create that stigma in your head that, oh yeah, they're this type of people. You know what I mean? But, most cops are cool. All the ones that come in.
Cool. That begs me a question that I do want to ask a police officer. I don't care what ethnicity. I want to ask a police officer, would you listen to rap music that talks about police and be afraid what another cop would say about you? Or would you not care and listen to music? Because it's still music.
Right.
But most of rap or hip-hop, because of NWA
that's a
starting
staple.
us off.
Fuck the police. That's a staple.
You know what I'm saying? So you know where I'm going with this. So most hip-hop now, and I say hip-hop because rap in general, we all know that. But hip-hop, to where some R&B says it's about police sometimes, it's tarnishing the badge. No matter if black, white, Asian, man. If you're wearing the badge, I don't like you.
Right.
And that's if history says that I shouldn't like you. But you're here to serve and protect.
Yeah.
It's just you're serving and protect the government. You're not here to serve and protect us.
Right.
Yeah. So we're geared towards like the Willie Lynch act of we're supposed to hate each other, our race. We're supposed to hate the police now too.
That's true. I think that's a lot of reasons why there's always like black on black crime. Why that's really huge, because it's the music, and the music teaches you to kill the other guy. Roll up on him, do that to him, and people do that. They do that. That's what they.
Most people think that most black people like hip hop because of that, but most black people like hip hop because of the freedom, like we were talking about way before in the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning,
the freedom, the freedom and the just straight outlet you can get from that category. Again, people, category, not just genre. Because
hip hop isn't just exclusive to what's being played in California. Hip hop, all these different,
out there.
They're in their own languages. They're hip hop, and
you can go. You test this. Go to the jungle in terms of out there, and play a hip hop song. You will get more reaction from the human in terms of if you play a country song.
Right.
You play a hip hop song right now out there in the place where you don't know what the language is and you don't know where water is, type stuff.
Hip hop, music in general.
They will move like, what? Yeah.
Hip hop, but music in general. But hip hop is that that's like the stepping stone for most, like when other states and other nations or cultures want to get into expressing themselves through music in their own language.
That diversity.
That's like the first thing. Hip hop. What do you want to rap about? Put it on a track, and that's why it always sounds so diverse and different. And so I get what you mean. Like I hate when people are like they think only one specific person. Even though we're not saying where it originated, not saying that, but when people argue that only one specific sound is hip hop, and hip hop is all types of sounds, man. Mm-hmm. It comes in all different languages, different beats and stuff, and that's And that's what keeps it going, and that's how it evolves.
Every other genre has just a spinoff of just singing. It's singing.
Right.
Hip hop is the one genre that it's spinoff from poetry.
Right.
And poetry is not singing. That's more of teaching, preaching, or basically expressing oneself to another self to let you know something in terms of, I don't know, context, conflict, what have you. Yeah. But it's not singing. It's not a tune. It's not a harm.
It's a story, yo.
Yes,
it's a story.
It's a movie. It's a symphony. Book. It's a man.
It can be all types of things.
It can be all types of things. So that's why we're supposed to hate it, because we're not supposed to understand the true of it.
But we're naturally just drawn to it.
Yeah. Naturally, it's like oxygen. We need it. Yeah. Because without it, how would you breathe?
And and I'm super. When I'm at work, I listen to all types of stuff. It ain't even hip hop. I switch the languages.
Yeah, you make the diversity tasteful. I love it too, man. Yeah. You made me want to play the radio stations from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, man. Because they were so all around.
Yeah, those some bangers on there.
I'll tell you, and it was in the '60s, the '70s. We weren't to a point where our ear wasn't towards that.
GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas. You go back and listen to those radio stations, and it's all diverse. It is, and it sounds coming from all over. But they sounded good. That's how it is. That's how I determine if I'm going to listen to a song or not. If it sounds good to me, even if they talking in Czechoslovakian, I don't know. But if it sounds good, I'm gonna go back and listen to that.
I'm telling you, we're at this point where it comes to if we're talking about music really fast, we're at this point where if we're running out of ideas per se, or we're just copying the next person's title and then trying to make a new song out of the next person's title of the last song, we might as well just go back to video game soundtracks and just start playing that on the radio or start putting that on CD.
That's what my aunt, I was kind of a little young, but she used to record video games. Those little you put the tape in there and you press play and you can record them. Remember that little silver thing? Yeah, she used to go to like a Spyro stage and just like pause it to where the music is just playing and then record and just like rap on it.
But basically like that. Because in those times you were so focused on what you're listening to than now to where it's like, that's the way to go then. Yeah. If you're trying to get streams, if you're trying to get views, trying to get listens. Because we were honed in.
And it'll be unique too. You'll be unique. If you start rapping over your favorite video game tracks, it's gonna be unique.
Man.
Yep.
Perfect.
And if they played the game already, they're already going to be drawn to the track because they got that dialogue to be like, oh, I remember this. This is from that. Oh, you rapping on it? Like, yeah, that's
y'all already know DJLoSoFresh, man, dares you. Take any video game that you played when you were either a child, now, it don't matter.
Take that soundtrack.
Audio, take that audio or that soundtrack, take whatever vocals is on it off of it, or find a guy, find a girl, it doesn't matter. Whoever knows programming to do this, take that off, do some layover of yours on that, and you tell me that ain't fire.
That's something that doesn't get enough recognition. I love when artists and rappers sample video game music. Man. That would be what really make me support the artist more. If I'm just listening to your album and then this is some shit that played in the Incredibles PS2 game, I'm like, hey, you rapped over this?
Let me find out somebody took Crash Bandicoot soundtrack and just rap it over something. Man,
that's unique.
That's
the fucking guy.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Let me find out.
I think that's interesting. When you do stuff like that, that'd be unique. That's always unique. Because, it's I feel like, gamers, I still think this to this day, rapping, that's cool. People like you if you can put things together and make a sound. You know what I mean? You're automatically drawn to that. But gamers, they looked at like geeks. Oh, they ain't gonna be.
You can't be unique with games. You can be unique with music.
You ain't gonna amount to nothing. But when you get a rapper that's rapping on a video game beat, that's like the perfect little mesh.
Man, I'm telling you.
So, hey, you can do it.
That's the mental blender of like, what would that taste like?
Yeah.
And like in terms of how that would sound, what would that sound like? I mean, if you could take somebody's memories of a good video game and what they heard out of that video game and put a story over that of someone's life or experience or what we hear in music today that people struggle over to get uniqueness out of. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna love it, man. That's like an easy road. I wouldn't say it's easy because nothing's ever gonna come easy.
Yeah, I was about to say tread lightly on the easy.
But that's a good way. I feel like that's a good way to get people to really tune into you and see. You know what I mean?
Attention all rappers, attention all music artists out there.
Because at the end of the day, people listen to what they relate to. Really.
Take your favorite. We telling you now. Take your favorite video game. Take somebody. Do a drawing. Do a raffle. List of all old school video games. List of all the soundtracks of the video game. List of that's what Kanye West be doing. I would say he sampled some video game tracks before, but he takes little tidbits of samples and he make a whole banger out of it. I could point one out. You have to point one out because you're probably right. He has taken one.
Yeah,
because I know basically Lil Flip took Pac-Man.
Yeah,
So it was like, man.
I think Drake even sampled one of the Donkey Kong Country songs too.
He did.
Yeah,
good one.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. So so don't think it's too corny or too cringy to sample a video game because you got these big artists doing it too. You know.
It's funny. People don't even know this, and I could be wrong. Google me if I'm wrong on this. Lil Jon uses certain what was it? Salt shaker. He used the whistle from like sports games, and he hyped it up like with like synthesizer stuff to make the sound effect.
Was it from the sports games?
Yeah, like basically the referee whistle.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, we might have to do some playback.
Like if you listen to one of them songs, any Lil Jon song. And it's that like that loud. It sounds like a whistle, but it's more like a horn.
Speaking of games, that reminds me. This reminds me of a game that came out on the PS2, and it was on the PS1. Do you remember a game called Music Generator? It was like Fruity Loops.
Oh man,
it was like Fruity Loops, but it was for the PS2.
That.
You had it?
I had that game,
Bro,
we had the blocks. And
they all would like
yes,
yeah, bro. And you can go through the thing.
I'm a DJ, of course. I had that game because that's what.
What happened? Why don't they bring that game back? I feel like
it was way ahead of its time.
MTV
way ahead of its time.
It was. If MTV came out with MTV fucking 4, it will blow Fruity Loops out of the water, dude. Because it becomes accessible. Fruity Loops is an expensive little package to get on your computer to get all the stuff. But if you make that shit for the PS5, you know how many people are going to buy that? If that came out today, that would do numbers, man. Music Generator. My aunt used to have that, man.
I had beats on that game that you couldn't tell me it was music quality ready for someone to put something on that.
Yeah, man.
And they would let you make a full song. 2-minute, 3-minute song.
Definitely. And you could sample. They had some pre-select tracks.
Did they?
And you can
I was
cut
the
it and
loop
put it there.
king.
Yeah, man. Bro. Music Generator,
you brought back
dude.
so much memories because I forgot about that game. And that was the
only
one of its kind. They made no other game like
there was one. There was a Music Generator 1 for the PlayStation 1, and then there was the 2. And was there a 3? I'm not sure.
No, dude.
It was I think there was a 3.
They only made one.
Yeah.
Because I only remember that one that you spoke of. Bro,
that's the one I had, though. It was that silver case.
Yeah, basically, everything was like gray. Like the world was gray, and you would spin around and like pick whatever stage you wanted to like build.
And you just go and you grab the blocks and you place it there. Oh,
emo,
dude,
bro!
It was so good, man.
Bro, I would love going in the library part and just like choosing each sound, what they sound like, bro. There were some loops that would play like
that's basically what
30
it is,
seconds.
Bro.
And it would be banging.
Music Generator was basically Fruity Loops for the PS2, bro.
Yeah, it was baby Fruity Loops.
Yeah, it was like a baby
Yeah, it was like junior. It was like literally Jack Jack. If Jack Jack was a Fruity Loop baby.
Yep. If they came out with that shit now, bro, that would do numbers, G.
Yeah,
because it'll be accessible to everyone. Everyone got a PS5, PS4. Pop that in there. Now you're making beats.
I guarantee you that because of how much hype that would get, they're not gonna do that. Because when it was made then, when something's way ahead of its time, they don't bring that back.
Yeah, look at the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
the Dreamcast was ahead of its time.
Dreamcast was so far ahead of its time. That's a perfect example. It was so far ahead of its time. They were scared that thing would have did something.
Yeah, I feel like
Nintendo wasn't very intimidated by it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. But that was the Dreamcast. That was Sega's last console too, wasn't it?
Sega was fighting good with
they had bangers, bro.
It was like Sega and Nintendo were fighting in the deadliest battle
to be that home console,
to be third place.
Yeah,
between Xbox and PlayStation because they were like the Spartans and like the Romans.
And
like
the other two, they were just there.
Yeah, they were just there. We want to fight for clout. They're fighting for honor.
Man, I want. What world would we be like? Would be like if if Sega was the one that came out on top.
Man,
and Nintendo was just
took
like
the drop.
Yeah,
oh,
and
dude.
Nintendo was just some lost relic. Can you imagine?
I think we would have a game that you can actually go outside and like hover in.
Probably because the Dreamcast was so ahead of its time, dude.
Sega had like the weirdest styles to where it was like, dude, you remember the controller of the Dreamcast? Where it had,
oh
like,
yeah, and it had that screen in the little.
Oh, so sad.
Do you know the internet, the Dreamcast internet, still works to this day? If you have the internet CD and you put it in there, it's going to load up, and the format is basically the same. How old internet was, how everything was small and compact.
Yeah,
it still works to this day.
My God,
so you can't tell me that it's not ahead of its time, man.
Yeah, heck no.
I wish they'd enter the. I wish they'd enter the market again, the console market, because we need something to freshen up. I know you ain't been playing games as much,
and I want to. That's what makes me want to get back into it, Nemo. When we talk about games, it makes me reminisce about what I used to do versus what I want to do now. You know, because I was heavy in the games back then.
I feel like I'm always going to play games. You know, it's just something I like. When I get off work, that's what I want to do. I want to come and do this. You know, and as long as everything paid and I don't got no bill hounding my neck, I can enjoy myself. You know what I mean? Because gaming is fun, and it's a good time to get in. It's a good time to get in the games, but it's also the worst because the new games that's been coming out, it's been a lot of propaganda, and the gamers have been fighting this battle with them. But what makes it the best time to get into the game, because you have so much you have so many games out there from way back to now. You will never run out of anything to play. It's a great time to enter the market again.
You know what's funny? That's why I was talking to my son, my oldest son. He's 13 now in middle school. He basically is telling me and teaching me that these game passes, are what's the new thing of gaming now. They give you this bundle
I got that.
deal, and you have all these plethora of games.
Yeah, it's worth it too.
And instead of having this storage of physical stature, you have this digital storage, and then you just got to maintain capability.
Compatibility?
No, not compatibility, but the capacity.
Yeah. The
capacity of how much you have,
how much storage you got. Yeah, basically. If you got a 1 terabyte, you can only download so much. If you download too much, you gonna have to delete something.
And then what's going?
Yeah, and that'd be the hard part because all this game. That's another thing. PC doesn't really have that issue, but I feel like on consoles, their games aren't optimized correctly. Like you'll get something that's like it's 362 gigabytes. That's unheard of. A game shouldn't take 320 something gigabytes of your storage. So console market, wicked, they're not optimizing it correctly because Modern Warfare, for example, the new one, it's only like 100 something gigs, and that's normal. But if my brother wants to get on it and he has the Xbox console, it eats up his entire space.
How much you got?
He got like a terabyte. And it's almost taken 400, 500 something gig. That's crazy. They're not optimizing it.
Like, dude, what are you rendering bit by bit?
I have no idea. I don't know if they fired the people that are in charge of optimizing games.
That's definitely.
That's probably what happened. All these layoffs.
Let me tell y'all this real quick. I went to a game design school in Tempe, Arizona called Collins College. Every single teacher that I had worked in the game industry at some point. And I'm talking like in there with like Naughty Dog level. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Naughty Dog.
So when I say every teacher told me that when the project was done, they would let the team go. They'd give you your check.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it was like, all right, we're good. So no one was on payroll. It was just who could get on the next team.
And they're still doing that now. There was a game that came out. I can't remember the name. It just came out. It just happened too. Not even too long ago. It was this year. But it was a really good game that came out, and it did numbers, and everyone liked it. But after the game was released, the next day, the company just let the entire team go.
It's a fight for uniqueness. It's like you feel, and I feel this is a stab in the corporate world in the direction of you want to find the greatest uniqueness in that project, but you're scared to keep it because if that uniqueness runs out like juice out of a jug, then where's the money coming from?
Right.
So it's like...
So they're always looking for the next fresher idea.
No, like if you picked all this fruit from a tree, like you can't grow that tree again. You got to cut it down and move somewhere else.
You got to go find some new trees.
Yeah, you got to find some new ground.
It's a tough world,
crazy, dude. And so it scared all of us in the gaming schools
that if you graduate with a degree, so where are you going? To go be a janitor at like...
You told me that before, that you used to work in the gaming.
Yeah. I had a game on Google Play with a group of mine in final project of ours weeks before we graduated college.
It might get a little bit louder. Those are my nephews playing the other one. He never comes around often, so they're both having a good time. So if you hear babies screaming, nothing's going on.
Back to the parenting topic we had a few clicks back.
Yeah, but go ahead. You game on Google Play?
Yeah, we had a game on Google Play, a group of us, probably a group of 5 or however so. It was a group of us. We got the game successfully on Google Play. It was called Overwatch. Now follow me, Nemo. Right. This was way before the Overwatch that you guys all know now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
With the gorilla and all that good stuff. Literally, I'm telling you now, Nemo.
Bro,
we made a little spinoff. Now, this game was so small, and the basic thing you had to do was you left a little arena, and you walk around and you would kill bugs. Yeah. Like a wasp would come around and like try to sting you, and you would have a doctor with a needle.
Yeah.
And you'd poke it. You would have a gorilla with just like arms. He would smack it.
Yeah.
You would have a dude that just had one pistol. And then you'd have this girl that would roll around on blades. And then she'd have like a stick.
Right. Bro, you know what? You want to know something? Because you guys were just a little person.
Yeah.
If you guys would have made your Overwatch and Overwatch, the one we know, would have came out, bro, Blizzard would have probably did some scummy shit to you guys. They would have did some scummy shit to you guys.
I thought that way when I seen Overwatch because I don't think his name was Taylor. Anyway, I don't think the guy that put it on Google Play kept it because, with everything is a bill.
Right.
And like with everything, it's hard to keep up with bills. So if he let it drop and didn't care to redeem it, remember whatever.
Right.
Then I understand
there's
that.
a lot of renewal. If you use a certain engine, you have to like pay them. Huh?
Exactly. If you don't keep consistent with the finances of renewals or any registration, you'll lose it. Mm-hmm. So if that's what happened to that game, I understand that part. But if he was keeping up with it, I tried to look for it. It's not on Google Play. But I'm telling you, we had
like how they did Flappy Bird. How they took Flappy Bird off,
We had that game. I feel like we had that game first, and somebody recreated it a little bit better because there's people out there that have the better opportunity.
China, they do that all the time. They make them they see a game, and then they're like, okay, and then the next morning. Their knockoff, their spinoff, or whatever you want to call it, it's up there. They never get sued or nothing. We don't know how because they have different laws, I think. In China, they got all these different laws that's protecting them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
But I remember you were telling me about that, and I told you that I always wanted to make a game like Maple Story. Yeah, dude. And I feel like it would be... I don't understand coding, because coding is very mathy. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot
and I didn't understand math that much, but I always wanted to make a game like Maple Story.
You know what's funny? Out of all the gentlemen in the groups that I've been in at my school, one of the programmers I'm still good friends with. To this day, I still talk to him. And I'm telling you, when it came to typing and that code stuff, he was born for it. This man, let me tell you a quick story about Josh. So Josh is the kind of fellow that's like Sheldon off Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, his personality.
That's his religion right there.
And like he lives and breathes, but he has the appearance and he has like the demeanor of Shaggy from like Scooby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, long story short, I'm in class. He's in class with me. Simple game we have to do in like 2 days. Simple programming.
Yeah.
I have no idea what programming is in the language of... I can't write those lines. I can't write that code.
Right.
It's the Matrix.
Right. Yeah, that's a different language, because it is. It's a whole different language.
This man sat next to me and was like, Carl, show me what you got. I was like, nah, man. I'm like, I haven't even started. He's like,
not
what?
Too proud
You
of
even start? Like, look at my game. He pulls up, bro. He made this game to where, dude, it was like you're playing Frogger, but instead of playing Frogger, you got this guy running around the street trying to get to the other side, making sure Grandma gets to the other side safely with a pistol. And you're shooting cars, you're shooting people.
Yeah, that's kind of like how, although there's a bunch of games like that now.
Side scroller. That's what I'm talking about. It was like a side scroller.
Yeah. That's, man, I can't see. The thing with me, I wouldn't know where my place would be because I have the vision. And I have what's going to work, and I know how this is going to work, and that works, and I know what's best what's best in a game, and I know the consumer because I am a consumer, so I can look at it from a consumer's perspective. That consumers would not like this idea. I just don't know how to put my mind to that. I need people, a team, to be like, this is what I want. You know what I mean?
Hey, if you're really willing, truly, and if you feel you're financially ready, willing, I can give you the information. I can shoot a shot for you. I can reach out to him and see if he's still doing that stuff. Because, like I said, when it came to me, he lived and breathed code.
Yeah,
to where
he probably it's second nature to him now.
I tell you, when I was telling you my story, he fixed my game right then and there in class. Like, he wrote it.
They're basically like, they can pull up whatever, if there's something wrong with your code, they know the exact string. They can pull up what's going on, and then they'll go, oh, it's because this is talking to that, and this don't work like that, and they just go and remap it, and then they have it all fixed.
And that's what he would do.
These coders, they speak another language.
Oh man, in his fingers, yes, he did. He spoke a language in his fingers to where he made a song when he typed. Because he would type so fast, and he'd push it out.
You know what I seen the other day,
push
man?
it out.
About these coders on TikTok. I seen some kids. They looked like they were 4 and 5.
Oh, I believe it.
On a group call, and these were the Indian tech, not being racist or anything, but they were Indian, and they're known for
tread
being
lightly, Nemo.
But yeah, the kid was showing him some game thing he built, and then the kids on the call was like, I mean, yeah, well, it's pretty basic, but I do like, and I'm just like, bro, do you know what you guys...
I don't even know algebra, kid. What you talking about, baby?
Yeah, I don't even... That's so fucking true. I don't know algebra. I don't. In high school, I only stayed in algebra and geometry the whole 4 years. I never got out of that.
Shit.
That's why I don't really understand.
First day in geometry, and I was out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and I cheated. I just started cheating you copy your homework, and I did that for the whole 4 years.
Damn, you had the balls to cheat? Shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I still...
Mama wasn't playing that shit.
That's why I really don't understand coding. You know what I mean? Because I feel like coding it's another language, but it's also very mathy.
Well, you're right.
Yeah,
because there's numbers in there. There's so much in terms of you might as well be looking at it's like hieroglyphs.
Yeah, basically.
Because the code can get
You're
to
an archaeologist.
It'll go from a formula to a sentence to numbers to symbols to
a
digits.
String of gibberish,
Man,
but it makes sense, and it makes it where it
and
works.
then it's in that format of what is it, from left to right, but it's it's cut halfway. Right. So when you're writing the line halfway, and then you drop another line halfway, and then you're tabbing everything. So it's like you're starting MLA format, and then you're back to that side letter.
Speaking of, there's a very popular game, and it's a meme into the community because it's really good. It's a great fucking game, but it's called Undertale, and everyone on the internet knows who Undertale. Yeah, it's like some little. The story is rich, the music is great. Everything about I'd say it's like a perfect little desktop game. If you ever experience it, get a chance to play it, I really think you should. But the meme about that game is, although that game is really amazing and it plays like it should, it's coded terribly. And every single string of dialogue is all one dialogue. Everything there's no. I guess it's was
up and down, basically.
Basically, I guess all the strings are all they're all together, and you don't notice that. The game is so good;
it's meshed that well.
Yeah, and it made the creator. It really propelled the creator of the game. His name was Toby Fox. It really put him in the spotlight just of how good the game is. But when the coders got their hands on it and they went into the game files, they were like, "Oh, it's coded, so it's bad," But it's a great game.
The power of originality and uniqueness.
It's basically one line of code for everything.
You can't even explain it. There's the power in just that humans have to be so original and so unique in something, but the frustration when you can't do it again. Yeah. When you can't do that, it's almost like when, if you can understand the analogy, it's almost like a crackhead or any kind of drug addict that did something for the first time, and then you're trying to do it again, but chase that first time high.
Yeah.
Not like the second time or the 15th time.
No, I know what you're talking about because I used to smoke and all that.
Man, it's like that first time you smoke something, that first time
you
can't
have
get
the
that
most
back
craziest
no
high of your life,
and you'll never get it back.
You never get it back.
Ever.
Even when you stop smoking for a while and smoke again, it's still not like that first one. And I feel like a lot of people lose themselves trying to ride that first high wave.
That's chasing the rabbit. That's the true meaning of what my pops told me. When you see somebody chasing the rabbit, they're chasing that first one.
Yeah,
they're not chasing that time as the rabbit was. They're chasing that rabbit what's on his tail. That first one.
It's because I feel like the first time highs for anything, it's like the way it is because that's the first time your body reacts to this brain, this chemical.
Oh, the body's introduction.
This is the first introduction, and nothing's like that introduction no more.
Oh my God!
If you want an introduction, you got to try something else. You know what I mean? But I don't advise that.
Right.
I don't advise it.
Something to challenge that first high.
Yeah, but you don't ever reach the first high.
What did Eddie Griffin say? You don't fuck down, you fuck up.
But
we don't recommend you go more up from what you were chasing.
Please don't try. Don't do drugs.
We're not saying that.
And you got to know where you're getting that stuff from because it's so people. The fent crisis is crazy now.
People are mixing stuff with stuff you shouldn't be mixing with.
Yeah, and I noticed that when all these dispensaries started popping up. I'm not saying all dispensaries are bad, but when they just started making it to where you can just go in and buy it, I don't know. That made me think they putting something in it. You know what I mean?
Man, you know what I've noticed, Nemo? If you to my smokers, what's up? Tell me right now. Tell DJLoSoFresh if I get that stuff that they say is on sale, and basically if I get a good amount, a good quantity, and quality for a nickel, is that some good, or is that like, hey man, that expired 2 weeks ago, but they just want to upscale you, and then hey, you just been bamboozled.
I don't know, but
because I can't go in there and drop like $150 on some like bubonic tonic,
right,
even though I want to,
right,
but they said the bubonic tonic on sale for $10. I'm gonna go with that. But if it's backyard boogie, then
I feel like the best, in my experience, when I used to smoke, the best stuff was from the people that actually grew it and they knew what they were talking about. You know what I mean?
When you're talking to the straight green thumb himself. I mean, once you are talking to the green thumb, getting it from the person that grows it out of the ground himself, you're getting that quality that you're trying to find in a dispensary.
Yeah, and I have an uncle out in the country. He grew it. He used to grow it all in my grandma's backyard, and he wouldn't let us. We was kids at the time. We didn't really know, but he'd be like, "Oh, don't go back there." But we would go back there when he'd pull off.
And it's hard to find outdoor weed.
Yeah,
that's fire.
And it be smelling
people
good,
say
boy.
Outdoor weed is what Craig say? It smell like outdoor. You said it was indo.
That's what it is, bro. But I had to stop smoking weed. It wasn't really. I did smoke for like a year. I was a constant weed smoker, and I didn't smoke when I was in high school. Right, I didn't start smoking until after I'd already graduated and I already had my first job. And I just bought some weed one day, smoked it, liked it. I kept buying it. But what happened was, at least for me, like I'm sort of like. I'm schizophrenic. I take pills for schizophrenia and all that. And the quality, the stuff that's inside weed, that it interacts with that little molecule in your brain, and it kind of amplifies your schizophrenia. And it didn't pop up before, but then it started happening more and more. And every time I smoked, so I just had to quit like cold turkey. But I do have my high adventures. I did used to be high.
Yeah.
So
man.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that just doesn't know.
If you're an overstimulate or overthinker or anything like that in a high degree already in a normal state, then weed, because it's just in height.
Because you're going to be a super overthinker when you're high.
It heightens anything that you're already doing at a low, like neutral. Yeah. Even if you're doing indica, like people say indicas have you chill, but no.
If you're naturally an anxious person, if you get high,
if you're eager
you're
already
going to be
as like
super fucking
crack,
anxious.
If you're eager as like an Energizer bunny, you're gonna pop.
Yeah, so it's very. If you don't smoke weed,
you're gonna crash out.
You got to know what you're getting yourself into. But at the end of the day, it's a drug. It's a drug, and drugs do different things.
People like me, in terms of all the stoners out there, look, if you know what's in control, and if you know that fine line still of reality and that other side.
Right.
Hey,
some
to each
people,
his own.
Yeah, some people can ride it a lot way better. Before I would have good highs, I'd be able to ride it.
Man.
But when the mental stuff started popping up and all this, I had to cut it out because I no longer was having good highs. I would always get high and then think I'm gonna die or some shit or think start.
I met a lot of people like that, and
getting real anxious. It didn't used to be like that, but that's what it turned into.
What sucks for me is I gotta find a way to not pressure people because what I want out of a good high is that conversation.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I can smoke by myself all day, all week.
Yeah. I feel like smoking is a very social thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's my point. Y'all, let me know. To smokers, is it better to smoke by yourself or is it better to have a conversation with the high? Because, like I said, for me, if I smoke by myself, it's like, fuck, I'm not about to face this, but I'm about to be quiet. I got a lot on my mind.
Eat something, put TV, something on, go to sleep.
You know what I'm saying? If I have a conversation with this, it's gonna last longer. I might get a little higher. I might learn something. I might vibe. There's so much. There's so much positivity in the enjoying the high more than it's just just feeling like you're doing a cigarette. Because
right.
I feel like smoking, period, no matter what it is, right. It's a cigarette.
It is. It basically is.
It's a cigarette.
Because I say it's it's a conversational drug. It's a very, it's a drug you enjoy when there's camaraderie. Is when I couldn't smoke weed no more, I used to smoke cigarettes. And, and the reason why I was smoking cigarettes, how I started, was because I lived in the apartments. And I would always go out and, talk to the other smokers in the apartments, right. And we'd just be in this little clique, this group. And so even though they're smoking weed, I'm still doing something.
Yeah.
It wasn't until when I moved to this house here and that interaction is gone, you don't really have the need to go smoke. Of course, I did used to, step out in front of my door here and smoke at night, and it was just never really hitting the same as it does when there's a lot of people around or just your group, So when you lose that group, it's very easy to quit whatever you're doing, whether it's been smoking weed or smoking cigarettes, It's very easy to stop because your body gets used to, you smoke with people, and we talk and we do this, and when that's gone, it's very easy to be like,
people confuse addiction with influence. If you take away the influence, it's easier to quit what people think is an addiction rather than just people say, go cold turkey, just stop doing it. No, it's stop being around the influence that gives you whatever that, if it's not smoking, if it's anything that you're addicted to, take the influence away for you to want to do that, and then start from there.
That's basically when I quit weed. I quit cold turkey because I had to. I quit cold turkey, but for cigarettes, I'd always find myself going back or getting those little puff bars. Those little things they got like 5,000 something hits. I was smoking those a lot. But the way I stopped that is I went on Amazon and I bought this little, it's like a metal cigarette, right? It mimics a cigarette, but there's nothing.
Oh, that whistle thing you were telling me
that
about.
I had around my neck,
yeah.
right? Yeah. And
I've
then
seen that.
I would get a really potent haul, and I just put that on the side of my mouth, and then I'd hit this little metal cigarette thing. In about a week, it completely kicked the habit, because the reason why we still keep the habit is because we get used to putting things up to our mouths,
Oh, yeah.
We get used to that motion.
Keeping the mouth busy.
With that method, for me, I've noticed for what worked for me, after about a week and a half, I didn't have the urge to smoke anything because I've been playing with my mind this whole time.
Yeah.
Like you are smoking. Yeah.
Basically, you're training your mouth to not want to keep objects going to your mouth.
Yeah. And then it quit about a week.
In that way of form.
And that was about almost 3 years ago, and I've been stellar since. I haven't had the urge to smoke. I go to the smoke shop anyway to buy my my incense that I got, and I don't have the urge to see what's behind the counter, see what they got. It's just completely gone.
Bro, what gives me urges to smoke now, if I know I'm not going to have a conversation, is I don't want to bite my nails. Because if I bite my nails, my wife is a germaphobe. She's like, I'm not kissing you after you bite your nails. You need to be touching with your face. So when I don't have anything, if I'm dry, and bro, I've been going lately. I've been going 2 weeks to a month without weed, and it's like, bro, I feel like I'm in the trenches.
Yeah.
Because I used to max 3 days, and I got weed the fourth day. You know
That's
what
the
I mean?
thing too.
Something. At least
when you don't have
the fourth day.
Back when I was a smoker, when you don't have it but you go and smoke, you can't. There's no way for you to get it. When you be fiending,
But right,
Bro.
you're fiending. But follow me. And smokers, follow me. I'm never gonna take nothing from my kids' mouths.
right?
Never gonna take anything from the family. Never gonna take anything from ours to make me get that one hit.
Right. Some people they'll sell your shit.
I did that one time, bro, with my one son that I had at the time.
Yeah.
Bro, there was one time I had no food.
Right.
I have no weed.
Right.
I had nothing. But everything else was fine. Bills to pay, everything else. I had like maybe $10. And then that was it. I was on my ass. So, no food, no weed, right?
Right.
Son saying, Dad, what's for dinner? I'm like, I don't know, let me figure it out. Ali, he got the game, he got his phone. He like 4 or 5. But my dad's there too. So my dad's there too. Y'all listening? You know what I'm saying? Just in case. So Ali passed the stove, went to the dispensary, got a pre-roll for $10. Got one joint, smoked the joint coming home, forgot that they ain't got nothing to eat. My son came in, said, Dad, what's for dinner? I was like, bro, I'll never do it again.
Sleeps for dinner.
Never die. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for I'm waking up, but do y'all feel me on that story? Let me tell you something.
But when it's because you're fiending,
I
bro.
watched everybody sleep. I felt so bad.
You become a different gremlin when you're like fiending for something, and you're prone to do things that you wouldn't normally do.
So sometimes I like it. I like the fight I go through with knowing that I'm in control. I don't need it. Yeah. I just like it. Just like an occasional, like when you go to a restaurant, you want champagne with steak.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I like it too, but it won't control me. You know, if I don't have it, I don't have it. You know, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to make it happen when I know it's gonna come back round.
Eventually, right?
Eventually.
Back when I was fiending, when I used to fiend, I used to just go to the store and just hustle up some wraps, like get some Dutchess, because you got ends. You know, so you find someone that don't got no wraps on them, but they got the weed.
You can't do that in your relationship, Debo. You know, you can't be talking to everybody talking about trying to get the boot job.
Yo, but this is when I was this is when I was fiending though. This ain't I would just, and it was in the apartment, so everybody was smoking. So it was so easy. Yeah,
you got access to somebody else that got some.
And you don't bring up the idea. You don't go up like, oh yeah, I got the raps. You just wait for them. You just chill. You just chill out, have a conversation.
Yeah, let
the weed come out. Boom, they get to breaking it down, and they like, fuck, I ain't got the raps. Boom, I got raps right here. Oh yeah, and it's a Dutch. You don't want to show up with a pom pom or nothing cheapy. You don't want to pull up with the 50-cent one.
It's got a slow burn. If it fast burn, if
you pull up with the 50-cent pom pom, they be like, oh, we ain't gonna smoke that shit. You got a Dutchess. You got to get you some Dutchess. You can get you the wood leaves. That's going to automatically get you in.
Dutch got leaves now, so yeah.
Yeah, that's going to get you in,
Mm-hmm. Get a Fonto.
You won't get in if you got a 50-cent
I really hope y'all beginner smokers that of age, 21, I don't want to have to ask for licenses. But if y'all want to have ends of what my man's is saying, you got to make sure it's a slow burn. It's a leaf. It's something that is of quality to where you pass that back and forth at least. If both of y'all got 5 hits, it's barely about to be halfway. Yeah. It ain't a quarter damn near done after 5 hits.
One rotation, maybe 2 rotations. If you pull up with some cheap shit.
If it can't last a conversation of 2 jokes, you done brought some shit that you shouldn't have brought.
If you pull up with some shit that you done got for 69 cents with 5 in the pack, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna get clowned. Don't do that.
You can get away with some shows. Showtime, if you come back with some shows or showtimes, okay.
But that's when they're fiending too, and they don't got it like that.
That's the limit. Yeah. That's the line.
Anything
you go
else,
under that,
and you're like, that's not gonna work.
You done came showing your ass, or showing your britches.
But you get you some Dutchess or some wood leaves, that's gonna get you ends anywhere. That's like he brought the Dutchess, hey, he brought the wood leaves, and
that's fire.
And those are the fires.
That's fire you playing with. So if you want to hit somebody's whatever, if you smell it of what they got, they smell it. Make sure you have at least some shows.
Make sure, because think of it, you about
at minimum.
You about to hit they shit. The least you can do is get a high quality rap.
Because we talking and you haven't hit nothing in how long, and you smell what? Better have at least some shows or show times.
That's how it is.
Go pack or the rainbow. This is when, and I don't like flavors, Nemo.
Yeah.
But this is when, if you got a flavor, it better at least be Show or Showtimes. Because if you just get like some Swishers and you get that fugly, weird, I don't know.
You gotta get the diamond Swishers or the original, man.
Man, if
don't
you
pull
ain't
up with no peach Swisher. They don't want that. A lot of people don't like that on the tip of their tongue after they didn't hit it. And you get that little.
I used to fuck with White House, but if it wasn't a peach or a grape, don't come with no other. If you come with cream and stuff, it better be a Dutch.
Yeah. Oh, cream Dutchess. Yeah, that's gonna get you in.
That's the only creams we're doing. If you're doing dairy,
if
you're doing dairy leaves, you better it better kick. And Dutchess is the only boot.
There it is. Dude, I just put you on some game, and that was my fiend story. That's what I used to do when I didn't have no money.
See, Nemo, that's the topic we can go. That's the whole different topic we can go down to. Where man, we can have dark hour for these. We can have dark hour for these young smokers. Let me tell you.
We'll definitely we have to throw another episode in here because it was a good conversation, you know. But yeah, man, I had my fiending stories, man. I used to my first car. It was a Ford Explorer 2002.
Oh damn!
We just used to hotbox.
What color?
It was like a grayish brownish.
Damn.
We used to just hotbox it. You know, we'd all used to just get in the car, get our weeds together, and just have the whole thing smoky.
Y'all have different stuff going?
Fuck yeah! Parked into the stall, the apartment stall.
Yeah.
They used to leave little notes and shit on the car, like, oh, you know. You can't do that at the apartment complex, yo. They used to leave
written notes on paper,
like little citations and shit.
Oh,
like, yo, you can't
about
can't
the
be
car
doing,
or smoking.
About us smoking in there.
No way.
Yeah, about how you can't be doing that shit. But
at least you know y'all blowing fire if you got people knowing
and so
y'all smoking.
We used to just park it in a stall that's not to nobody's, you know, we'll just take it around. But we used to do that, and it's not the best idea. If you have a car, you have to do that to a car you don't really care about. Because when you hotbox with cars, with people, you know, your shit's prone to getting destroyed. Because a lot of people, they rip shit and they peel shit when they're high. And they don't even realize that they're doing it.
Oh, yeah, like fuck, yeah.
So
okay.
in about a year, the car was like completely like just fucked up in the inside.
That and ash.
And it was just like, it was a smoker's car. That's basically a smoker's car.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
And so I eventually, I think I sold it to Pick and Pull. Yeah, and they gave me like $250. Yeah. Bought it but I bought it off someone for like $1,000 something. So yeah, it was like an $850 loss. Yeah. But the memories.
Yeah, over time, like that paid for it.
I wouldn't do no shit like that now, though. Hell no. You can't smoke in my damn car.
Right. Knowing the outcome of what can happen if a smoker's car is created.
That was basically. But then when that happened, when they found out, when everyone knew that it was my car they were going to smoke in, that gave me ends with anything.
Oh yeah,
because it became we're gonna go smoke at the hot box car, and then they were just like, oh, of course, you know, this is this nigga car. You know,
99.98% of the time when you say hot box to anybody, it's going to the car.
Yeah, and they just need a location. That's it.
Well, pretty much that too.
Yeah.
You know,
when I had the hot box car, I didn't have to no wraps, no nothing. I just bring myself, and we're all smoking.
Man, that should be one of the topics on the episode of just smokers. Yeah. In terms of what do you think is the best hot box location?
Yeah,
you have the hot box in terms of you have the vehicle, but where's the vehicle parked in terms of the best location?
The best location, I would say, probably like the back areas of a park.
Back areas of a park?
Yeah, there's, so when you go to a park, there's always stuff going on right here. They have the swing sets and all that stuff here. But in the backer areas, they have these little driveways and stuff where you can just chill, where it's kind of far out, but you're back there and you can turn the car off, But the thing is, I would say, damn, that's probably like, it'll draw attention though. It would. Man. If you're the only car there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is the best area?
Mine is the driveway.
Driveway?
The driveway.
Of the house?
Yeah.
That's true too.
Because the only reason why I say that is for safety. If you have that law officer, if any caliber, wants to mess with you and you're high for one.
Right.
You are on your property.
Yeah, right.
Because you already know. Smokers, you already know. They want to get you with that, you doing drugs, you can't be doing that over here, what are you doing?
Bro, I was, speaking of law officers, and I was in Bakersfield. I told you I was in Bakersfield. recently because we went for Thanksgiving, and I had matched with someone here, on the stupid dating app, but I matched with her and she was in Bakersfield, and we linked up, and I got it in, but we went to the park, and there was a law officer, and I'm glad he was cool because he circled us and he was flashing the inside. He was in the car, but he was flashing the inside, and so but I'm guessing in his head he was like, you know what, it's Thanksgiving. I'm not going, you know what I mean? But if he wanted to be a dick,
he would have been a dick.
Yeah, he would have been a dick, but he just kept it going, and then we left, and we just pushed our house.
In my experience of like law officers like that, that's not a cop, that's an angel.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
And
I was pulling my pants up, bro, and then my boxers, I couldn't get.
You were exposed, or like that?
No, I was, to like. To the kneecaps, but nothing was. I wasn't in that bitch naked,
Well, I'm saying, like, so boxers to the ankles.
Yeah, like boxers to the ankles. Yeah, definitely. And
so you went ass out,
when
but
we
you
seen
was
the cop,
dick out.
I pulled my pants up, but I didn't get hold of my boxers, so I just had them like right here, while my pants. So it felt weird, man, and I was like, damn, I can't. But he didn't. He
had toilet position pants.
He didn't stop or anything. He just kept it pushing, and I was like, yeah, no, we gotta move locations,
I'm dead.
But yeah, she was also kind of weird, She wasn't super weird, but I kind of noticed some like red flag. She instantly got to love bobbing me with the honey and all that.
Oh, she got attached real fast.
She got really yeah.
Well, would you lay in the pipe like that?
Hey man, I don't like
so okay, Nemo. Hey,
that's what happened to my first girlfriend, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got suckered in that relationship because not suckered, but I just went to her house.
You demonetized her?
Yeah, I put the pipe down right, and
see,
then
you can't give demon time and then expect them to not be demon mode.
Yeah, and she was like,
"Oh, see,
I only met her that once. This is not my ex, but the Bakersfield chick, and she was like, oh, I want us to lay together and talk about our feelings and this and that and why. I'm just like, you moving? I don't even know you.
Hey, ladies, ladies, tell this boy here, his name is Nemo. Tell this boy here, hand on frontal. Y'all seen that video? Why you looking at me like I'm crazy type shit? Tell him that's what you did. When you give demon time, you set in the demon mode.
I did. And I was drunk that night too.
Oh, and you were drunk. So you were giving her all kinds of penetration.
Yeah. Yeah,
boy, see, that's what you get.
Yeah, man.
You created the storm, now you gotta feel the wrath.
I told her that. I was just like, yeah, but I told her, we're friends though, but she was trying to be like, oh, I want you to come see me and we're gonna talk about it. She didn't have a TV. She didn't have a TV in her room. It was a deal breaker.
Women, you better tell them. Them strokes is words.
I need a TV up in there.
Love you.
Those were
drunk. Pip.
Those are drunk strokes, man.
Drunk strokes. For you, they were drunk strokes. For her, those proposal
Which
strokes.
Which comes into, we're kind of going back full circle when we're talking about kids. So I get the opportunity to have them, but I be thinking, before
you picking the mom though. You still got to pick the mom.
Yeah, I'm still be picking
See, me, I didn't pick the baby mama. I didn't pick the mother of my child. It was for me. It was like God told me, "Hey, look, you're about to have a kid right now, and I know you're in college, but you're about to be done in a minute. So I'm gonna just give you this kid.
So
real
life
quick,
about to,
and you're about to continue with your life, but you're gonna have this kid though. Yeah. So I'm gonna just tell you right now, you're about to be a father.
Something, bro. Even when I was drunk. And she was one of those. She was telling me to, I'm inside me. She was like, Bill, bro.
She was trying to tell you
even in my drunk,
juicer.
Even in my drunk mind, I was like, don't do that. Hey,
that's the cut.
Yep, don't do that. Because she was kind of like, she was very like, she was kind of trappy. She looked like she was gonna trap me. You know what I mean? So something
full
in my head,
circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Something in my drunk mind was
when
like,
you do not pay attention to the signs and be honest with yourself. Full circle. I hope y'all listening. This is a good one, Nemo. I appreciate you giving DJLoSoFresh the opportunity to be on this podcast. But full circle. If you do not be honest with yourself at the gate, you will once again understand and realize why you're not going to evolve, why you're not going to improve. Mm-hmm. Why you're going to be in a situation where you're stagnant. Why you're going to be into where like you're worried about everything. Why you're mad. And then you're giving that to the child. Yeah. And then you wonder why the child is So you can't expect change if you don't at least accept the truth and fix the truth first.
There it is.
This is what it is.
There it is. That's game. That's game right
That's
there.
what it is, y'all.
So yeah, hopefully the opportunity comes back, and it will. It will. I will have other opportunities to choose who I want to carry my seed. But
don't use the pointer to choose. Use your finger. You point with the pointer. I want you to be a baby mama. I want you to be a baby mama. No. Wait. You take it back.
Eventually, I fuck around and I have a kid. We're getting back on here. We're gonna be happy about it. It's gonna be the fatherhood podcast.
It's gonna be I want to be the first again.
Definitely. Yeah. We got to get you on here. So we've been going for it was an hour and 44 minutes before we ended off. Do you have anything else you want to touch on? Any other conversations you want to delve into?
Shoot, man. If anyone's out there still listening, I know me and you were just rambling.
Yeah, this is my longest episode, too.
What?
Yeah.
Man, if we got any true fans out there, drop my boy a comment. If you stayed with us for that whole hour, about, 2 hours? Hey, we appreciate y'all. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. DJLoSoFresh, you already know what it is. And I'm coming back with the radio station, Over the Water Radio. About to stay tuned. You already know what it is. Emo, thank you, bro. I ain't got nothing else but that.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in to the A Little While Ago podcast. That was my coworker here, my homie, Carlos, Been talking about it for a while that I was going to get him on an episode. It finally happened.
Here I am.
And, if you enjoyed his commentary, he will be back again, and we'll get back and we'll start doing our thing.
Comments. That's the only way to know.
Let us know something.
Be honest with yourself.
Even if I don't get a comment, he's going to be here again, But
on me. On me.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you if you made it this long. Get some rest, go to sleep, be in good health, drink water, and have a good night.
Peace.
Thank you so much.